Supreme Court's decisions. Now, I said directives from the Constitution, directive principles. Sometimes even these articles in the Constitution will be difficult to be understood. Each one will start interpreting that in his own way. No, it's like this. No, it means like this. It's not what it says. Constitution is there, but we start interpreting in our own style. Then Supreme Court enters in. It is referred to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court will read and it will tell this is the meaning. Don't read it the other way. This is what it means. Say, Supreme Court has given some major decisions, but out of those, most important, some 2 decisions we discuss here. These are very important. Supreme Court is the one agency that interprets the Constitution. Constitution can't be interpreted by common citizens. MPs or MLAs, interpretation has to be done by the Supreme Court. Whenever there is a conflict, whenever 2 people don't come to an agreement over what it means, it's the Supreme Court that explains. Right to life. Article 21 says, a right to life. Everyone has a right to live in this country. But what does it mean? To live means only to breathe. Air moves in, comes out. That's also living. Living a fair life. Welfare state. Is that what it means? Now, interpretation becomes a big question mark. What is right to life? What is it? Right to life of Article 21 to be understood from the education perspective. When we say right to live, we mean right to education. It's not to just have 2 square meals a day. That's not right to live. That's one part. No one can die of hunger in the country. That's there. Besides that, you give him the education, because education gives him his future life. He'll be able to design his future life and march ahead. Provide him education. About that we saw already in the articles we discussed just a few minutes ago. School education was declared a basic right. Supreme Court said, school education is a basic right. No one can deny. You cannot tell a particular class of people, no, you can't come to school. You can't prevent them from attending school. You can't misquote what the Constitution says and somehow make them not attend the school at all. No, it can't be done. Boys or girls or children who are in the age group of 6 to 14, they have to attend the school. A new for the children. When the Supreme Court explained what is compulsory education, what is education for life, it was a big respite for the children of this country. For the children of the country, it turned to be a big hope. See the agencies, how well it has been set in India. Holistic perspective. Supreme Court said, right to live is not just to breathe air and live. Right to live means you should be able to live happily. Is go for a welfare state where everyone gets the minimum basic requisites, minimum basic facilities. Holistic, this is what you call as holistic. See, education in the schools too, today it is holistic. It is not alphabets that are taught. They are taught maths, they are taught science, they are taught social sciences, you are taught drawing and music, you have dance, you are given value education. You are molded into the right kind of citizens who can shoulder responsibilities of the nation in the years to come. That is holistic. Holistic is a complete education. Child has to get education from every angle. It's not just preparing the child to pass the SSLC examination. He should be good at public speaking. He should be good at debates. He should be able to understand the society around. He should know what Indian Constitution is. He should know how fair he should be when he deals with other people. Lots of things. And schools should educate the children in such a way that it paves the way for holistic education. Holistic means, remember, it is complete, it is all round. When you do it with a specific purpose, it doesn't become holistic. Just drawing some two paintings, it is not holistic. You are taught the basics of drawing. You are taught him what is nature drawing, geometric drawing. Everything is taught in detail, and he is made a great artist who would bring name and fame tomorrow for himself and his family and his society. That is holistic education, and he will use his education for the welfare of others. We live in this society. We are not isolates. We are a part and parcel of this society, and we should always think of others welfare. Okay, gender inequality. We are coming to another part, very important. Gender inequality. Are boys and girls treated equally? Motivational issues in the education of boys and girls. Though the government has declared school education is compulsory, motivational issues are there. Some parents are motivated to send their children to school. Some do not get motivated at all. A particular couple may think, children once they are 8 or 9 years, take them to the field with you, and those working hands too will help you. What is the use of going to school? See, here there is a dearth of motivation. The parents are not motivated. Some people may think, oh, he is going to school, what? Why should I go to school and check his marks? Whether he reads or not, let him go to school, rules are there, let him attend. Ultimately, he is going to be a laborer just like us. Once he is 14 years or 16 years, that motivation is not there. I should educate my child. I should give him higher education. I should make him an able citizen of this country. Parents should have this earnest desire from their heart to educate their children and see that they are prepared for life that is going to come forth. Motivational issues in the education of boys and girls. Sometimes even parents are humiliated by others. Oh, he thinks he is great. He sends his child to school. He thinks his daughter is the Prime Minister of the country by sending the child to the school. See, even demotivating people. Or a landlord may tell the laborers, why do you send your children to school? What is the use? Who will give jobs tomorrow? Send them to the field to work. I will pay 50 rupees a day even though they are young. Call them out of the school. See, demotivation. All these are wrong. That landlord can be put inside prison, behind bars. Pregnant women suffering from severe anemia. See, men go out, they earn, with the money they earn, they see that they get the needed right nutrition, well-balanced nutrition. But women staying in the house, they may not be able to get the right nutrition. So poor nutrition will make them weak. Their health will not be to the expected level. Pregnant women, especially those who are carrying, when surveys are taken, 45% of the women who are pregnant, they are suffering from severe anemia. The blood is not healthy. The red blood corpuscles don't have the needed hemoglobin in them. See, that's called as anemia. The doctors will pull this lower part of the eye, they pull it down here and look at the eye and they say, there's dearth of blood in the body. Then they give tonic. They say anemia. If anemia the lady suffers from, the delivery may not go all right. Okay. Then 60% of the children below 5 years have asthma in India. Asthma, breathing problem. Breathing problem. Again, it's because of poor nutrition. So that's why the government is decided to give free food in schools. In government schools and aided schools, they provide free food because children require nutrition, right nutrition, to overcome all these problems. Food and nutrition security for women and children. Even pregnant women are given the needed medicines, needed tonics, if necessary even food, to see that they overcome anemia. They are healthy. They give birth to a healthy child. See how much of effort does the government put in to see that the people of the country are healthy. Everything goes on smoothly. Next, social stratification. In the light of all these, we will once again look at the definition now. We started with the definition. We discussed quite a bit about stratification in the society. Now, once again we will read. Dividing people into different strata and then assigning different roles and status in the society. You give them education. Those who get education move for further higher education. They take up important posts in the government or even the private sphere. They may start occupying high places. Those who don't get education, they move to maybe jobs of lesser importance, or they may not be able to pull on well. Now, strata automatically get formed. Haves, have-nots. People who have got education, who have not got enough education. Men, women. People with enough money, people who do not have money. People belonging to different castes. Based on all these, strata get formed. Features of social stratification. It is social in nature. It's social. It spreads in the community. If everyone in the village go to school, even those few 2 or 3 families who are not sending their children, they will send their children too. See, it's social. It spreads everywhere. The whole community starts evolving. People start behaving. So, it is a general pattern ultimately. Today, most of the parents, they don't keep girls at home at all. They send them to school. They have understood that it's very important that girls are also educated just like boys. But when it comes to higher education, still the disparity is there. Disparity is there. Okay. It is universal. The strata, there is no village, no town, no society where these strata are not there. Strata get formed, strata are there. Stratification is something common all over the world. It has not spared even the rich countries, wealthy countries. There do you find strata. Stratification is something universal. Third, it is ancient. It has not come just last year or the previous year. It is there right from the beginning. The society started evolving. Then itself strata got formed. We know about Chaturvarnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. They got different strata based on the kind of jobs that were entrusted to them. Slowly this Varna system turned into caste system over years. So it exists in different ways. Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. Beyond that you have untouchables. You can say that's the fifth group, untouchables. Major forms of social stratification. How has this got formed? The primitive society, there itself, the disparity was there. Slavery, people who were wealthy or people who had the arm power made others serve them. So slavery started. The king made people around him his slaves. They all served him as per his wishes, as per his orders. Slavery. Estate system. Estates. Wealthy people, they constructed estates. They started ruling. They became all powerful. Here in India we can call them as landlords. In Europe they had estates. They built huge forts. They lived in the estate and all other people were made to work. They turned to be slaves. Then Varna system, that of India. Then the 4 Varnas became 4 castes later. And today caste system is there with its roots deep in the society. It may take some more years wherein people need to be educated and slowly it will get diluted. Then caste system, the present caste system. Okay. Now here you have the pyramid which explains that India caste system. See, most of the people in the country, they come in this group, Shudras. They may be farm workers, servants, then laborers. They all come in this base strata. Base strata. Then comes Vaishyas. They are farmers, they are merchants, they are artisans who make different kinds of objects. Then herders, shepherds and all. Then you have Kshatriyas. There is a political class, those who rule. The king, the ministers, the chieftains, they all come in the Kshatriya group. Warriors, that's the warrior group. And kingdom needs warriors to see that it is kept safe from invaders. Then you have the Brahmins. Brahmins, they devoted all the time for study. They were the priests. They did archana in the temples. So based on the jobs, the 4 different classes or varnas came into existence. But it's unfortunate, over hundreds of years, thousands of years, slowly it evolved into a very rigid caste system. Caste system is very rigid. Even marital relations won't be there between one caste and the other. But today again there is a lot of change. Intercaste marriages are taking place and there is dilution of the walls between one restricted group and the other restricted group. Now this is what we call as the India caste system. Beyond these 4 classes, you have the untouchables. Untouchables. Those who used to be away from the society, they only served these 4 groups. They were kept away. They were not permitted to mix at all. So this is the Varna system. You have all the 4 here in pictures given. The Vaishyas, the kings here, the Brahmins here and the Shudras here. Okay, next. 4 Varna systems based on karma theory. This is the theory of karma. Based on whatever job you do or karma you do, you cling on to a particular class. You are put in a particular class. Karma means job, work. Brahmana, study, teaching, performing yajnas. Kshatriya, political administration. Vaishyas, business, trade and business. Shudras, manual labor. He used to sweat out. 2. The 5th group were considered as untouchables. Asprishya. They were never considered humans. They were kept away from the society. Chandalas. what you come across as Chandalas and Puranas and stories, they all belong to this group. They are considered inhuman, separate. They used to be there in the burial grounds, or they used to be outside the realm of the society. They were not permitted to enter in at all. So that was an inhuman way of considering them. The British, through its India Government Act of 1935, this is an important act that British government brings out. It's called as India Government Act, and quite a few of our freedom fighters took active part in bringing about a very powerful act then, India Government Act. It had solace for many of our problems then. Even though we had not got independence, they were trying to do something within the realm of law. Classified the untouchables and tribal people as scheduled castes and tribes. Said, oh, it's not proper. How can we keep them away? Let us bring them in as scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. They were given some position, not that totally they were ruled out of the society. Gandhiji considered untouchability as a heinous expression of caste system. Gandhiji abhorred it. What is it? We can't keep some human beings aside from the society and call them untouchables. So Gandhiji waged a big war against this prohibition of entry that was there for the untouchables. And partly he was successful. The Congress volunteers then, they worked hard to make the dream of Gandhiji true. And Gandhiji admitted many untouchables in his Sabarmati ashram. Okay, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's fight to address the issue of untouchability is also notable. Notable. He did yeoman work to give equality to the Indians through the constitution he designed. Next. Problems of untouchability. What are the problems? Yeah, untouchability, let it remain like that. What happens? Why should we fight against it? Let's see. The untouchables occupy the lowest position in the society. How can the society be equal if you are going to disregard them totally? So they have to be taken to the very core of the society. We have to embrace them, take them in. If the nation has to be strong, we all should feel that we are all one, we are all equal. They were kept outside the ambit of education. So when they were untouchables, what did the society tell them? No, you are kept out. You will not come and study Vedas. You will not be permitted to study Upanishads. You can't learn reading and writing. They were kept away from the ambit of education. They were kept outside. 3. They were denied social justice. By doing it, can you justify yourself? You have been unjust to those people. You have been unjust. We are trying to rectify the things today. The untouchables were not allowed to own any property. See how drastic a rule is. Untouchables cannot have any property. They cannot own any property. No right for them. The untouchables had few political rights during the British period. In the British period too, they did not get any justice. The Indian Constitution provides commitment for the eradication of untouchability. Our Constitution today, the Constitution of our free India has laid lot of premium on eradication. What is the eradication? Removal. Removal of poverty, removal of untouchability from the country, removal of caste system. Next, legal measures to eradicate untouchability. Here you see, he is a Chandala or maybe a person coming under that 4th group or 5th group. He is from a higher caste. He is not prepared to give him anything by hand. He wants water or tea or something. He is pouring it. He is waiting. He will pour it into his glass and he has to drink. But they won't touch. Untouchability. The higher caste people don't touch them. Article 17 of the Indian Constitution prohibits untouchability. You should know it. Very important article in our Constitution. Article number 17. It prohibits. It says if anyone practices untouchability, he can be brought under the crux of law and punished. So, the law becomes all powerful in dealing. But the untouchables have to be made aware of this. The Government of India implemented Untouchability Offences Act in 1955. 1955, it was made an offence. Practicing untouchability was made an offence. What is offence? A criminal act. A criminal act. You can be punished for that. Protection of Civil Rights Act in 1976. See, after every 10 years, 20 years, it becomes stronger and stronger. The government gives teeth to its law. Otherwise, it remains just on paper. It has to be given teeth. Practicing untouchability became a crime in 1976. Government directly declared it's a crime. Reservation was given in the field of education. Reservation, going for medicine, engineering and all. You had percentage of seats set aside for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. You can claim under that. Even while getting jobs, you have reservation. In employment, in administration, MLAs, MPs, you want to become, you have reserve seats. SCs and STs have reserve seats. And legislation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes along with backward classes, rules were made. Specific directions were given. So, the SCs and STs as such, they are made highly secure today in the Indian society. The SC and ST, prevention of atrocities. What are atrocities? Crime you do against the society are called atrocities. Rape is an atrocity. Murder of somebody is an atrocity. You can't block somebody from going to his village or to the school. It's an atrocity. Practicing untouchability is an atrocity. Treating women as if they are second-class citizens is an atrocity. Okay, so prevention of such atrocities, you are bound by law. You have to follow it. SC and ST, prevention of atrocities against SCs and STs, that act was passed in 1989. It gave specific responsibilities for the governments in eradication of untouchability. What did this act say? This act gave lot of power to the state governments to exercise their muscle strength in bringing down atrocities against SCs and STs. Next. See, Articles 15, 16, 17, 38 and 46. These are the article numbers. Prohibit any discrimination among the Indian citizens. You can't discriminate one citizen from the other. You cannot. These articles speak against that. You can't have stratification. You can't have differentiation. You cannot treat them differently. Article 16, 4, 320/4 have provided reservation in the employment of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. These articles in the Constitution speak of reservation for these groups in appointments. Articles 330, 332, 334, they provide reservation for scheduled castes and tribes in politics. I told you, for MLAs and MP seats, MLA and MP seats, you have reserve seats for SCs and STs. Only they can fight. No one else can. From BJP, there will be an SC candidate. From Congress too, there will be an SC candidate. Maybe from JDS too, there will be an SC candidate. Other than SC candidates, no one else can fight these reserved constituencies. Even for women, there are reserved constituencies. They are specially set aside for them. Article 29 declares education facilities. You need not say, I am not being cared for at all, I don't get any opportunity. No, you too are taken care of. We have reservation seats. No one else can claim them. Article 25 has given rights to all people to enter public temples. There are checks and priests there. They cannot say, no, we don't permit any SC, ST groups to enter the temple. Everyone has a right to enter the temple and pray to the God, worship the God. It is your fundamental right today. No one can stop. So we have seen in detail most of the provisions here as regards the stratified groups and differentiation is considered. Let's learn one thing very clearly. We have our constitution. Constitution is the Gita for the country. Our constitution is the Bible for the country. Our constitution is the Quran for the country. We have to abide by our constitution. Constitution has been framed by the elders of this country for the good of the nation. We have to stick on to whatever is said in the constitution. We should see that we develop a country. We make democracy in our country strong by seeing that we consider all people as absolutely equal. So, Constitution has guaranteed equality. Let us practice equality. Let us consider all the people as our brethren and sisters. Thank you.